Alright, Square Enix fanboys and fangirls, get ready to rejoice because you have another punching bag to hit on. Because I'm gonna say something that most people won't have the balls to say. Not because I believe I'm 100% correct. No, it's because most people are scared that a fandom is gonna rain down torpedoes from hell on them on the back of Cerebus and drag them down the river now. But river Styx. But me, I really don't have much to lose because I'm really basically nobody. So I feel I might as well just share my opinion on this since I feel so strongly about it. Since I feel so ostracized with most of the fandom when it comes down to Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy 15 was not great. I repeat, Final Fantasy 15 was not great. Was it good? It was good. It was so good that I almost played it twice. That's how good it was. And I'm waiting on the DLC. So it is good, but it is not great. I think to a lot of new fans, since they've never experienced anything in the realm of Final Fantasy, they feel like it's just wonderfully magical and that it just draw them in, and I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem if somebody really genuinely enjoyed the game and they really think it was great. But I do have some, I guess, opinions on why I think Final Fantasy 15 was good. It was very good. No problem about that. It just was not great. It did not hit on certain things. It didn't hit a home run. It just didn't. And I'm gonna explain why, at least in my opinion. One of the things that Final Fantasy 15 did was it decided to go the open world route, which was great. The world is beautiful. For Final Fantasy first attempt at an open world game, it's beautiful. I just think the immersion of the world is kind of missing. The interaction with the world. It's like hack and slash Diablo style, right? You're going through, you're just not exactly Diablo. It very well has like this beautiful flow of combat that's very similar to like Kingdom Hearts mesh with its just own original style of combat, which is great. But when I say hack and slash, I mean it's a lot of battling. You go from battle to battle to battle to battle, and nothing wrong with that. Final Fantasy has always been known for its battles, even when it was just a turn-based type of battle. It's just always been known because of the magic, the different battle systems that's been incorporated in the past have always been known as a great key element to any Final Fantasy game. That's not the problem. The battles are great. I think the camera angles have their problems at times, but you can get over that because the battles are just awesome. I feel like the magic could have been more fleshed out and we could have got different types of magic, but mixing magic together with items to make new magical spells is pretty cool. So, you know, and spoiler alert, there will be spoilers, so I should have said that in the beginning, but now you know, spoilers. So anyways, what I'm saying about the open world element is that it seems to me that Final Fantasy 15 borrowed from Skyrim. It borrowed ideas from games like Witcher, which is cool. But the difference between the Final Fantasy 15 open world and the Witcher and Skyrim open world is the fact that even though they were open worlds, they had two different elements going on, especially Skyrim. Skyrim has side quests that flesh out the main storyline a lot more than it drags you into the lore. The side quests in Final Fantasy 15 do not pull you into the lore of Final Fantasy 15 that much. They don't bring you into the world. They bring you into something like Monster Hunter. It's like a just side thing that really doesn't make the rest of the game, it doesn't improve upon the main story. Whereas Skyrim side quests can actually interfere with the main story and improve upon the main story, which in the past Final Fantasy has added elements that would improve the main story, like Final Fantasy 7 for instance. If you delve into each character's story enough and you actually search enough, you can find out different unique things about Vincent, about Yuffie, like with her side quest that you can do, and it brings more into the main story because it seems to be important. But I understand they're doing DLC. I understand they have, stories coming along for each side character, and that's great. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be awesome. Gladio is gonna be great. Not knocking the idea. I do think DLC is a bit of a but I'm not gonna go into that. Everybody's doing the DLC thing. It's not going away because people will never stop supporting the DLC thing. A lot of people say, hey, don't get season passes. Look, DLC is not going away. So since DLC is not going away, get your season pass so you don't actually have to go out and buy every piece of DLC, because it's not going away. That's here to stay, right? So anyways, back to the point. I just feel like when they did their open world, it didn't immerse you into that open world. It feels like you're running around doing battle to battle to battle, but there's not certain areas you would rather be in. Like in Skyrim, sometimes you want to go to this area for a reason, you want to go to that area for a reason. You have quests where you're like a detective and you're trying to solve a crime. You have all types of side quests. In Final Fantasy 15, you have one type of side quest. One type of side quest. Mainly. Look for things, my bad. That's two. Look for things and kill things. Look for things, kill things. Look for things, kill things. Look for more things and kill more things. It's not immersion. It's not bringing you into the world and making you feel like these characters are real. But anyways, let's get back to the point. I made my point on the open world aspects, okay? I just feel like the open world as it could have been, and it didn't pull you in, or at least it didn't pull me in as a player. It did not make me feel invested in the world. That's why when everything was on the line, I could care less if the world or the country or whatever of Insomnia is lost, because I don't care. It just feels like a place I ran around. In Final Fantasy 7, I cared that the world was going to be taken from us, because we saw these wonderful things. Had the Chocobo form, all these places, and everything just felt fleshed out. It felt like it helped the story progress, and it felt important. You didn't want to lose the golden saucer to the meteor. You didn't want to lose anything in Final Fantasy VII's world to Meteor, and you wanted to take down Shinra. And Final Fantasy 15, I just felt like, what's the guy's name? Arden? I just felt like he was a asshole. He just was a jerk who, was a part of a lineage, and, he apparently didn't agree with everything that he was supposed to do, and now you're just trying to make things right, and that's really it. He's just a jerk, right? So the villain, to me, he's evil, he's a jerk, but I'm not that invested in the characters. Whereas Aerith, you're invested in her because Cloud's invested in her. Noctis is invested in what's her face? Well, his fiance. God, Al gonna get at me for not remembering her name, but I'll probably remember it after this video is over. But he is invested in her, but it does not show. He's confused, I understand, as a prince, but it just does not show, and that's a problem. That's why it's not great. Noctis is not a great character. Noctis is a pretty good character, but they don't greatly flesh out who he is and why we should care about what he cares about. Okay, so you have the villain, the hero, and to me, we don't get good reasons to emotionally invest in the villain or the hero. They just feel like cliche villain, cliche hero with a twist, right? The twist is one of them is all about what he's trying to do, right? Arden, he's all about what he's trying to do. He's fully invested. And the other one, Noctis, could care less. He's trying to figure out, does he care about this stuff? He's afraid because I believe he does not want to screw things up. But if he doesn't do anything, he will screw things up, right? It's like kind of like, why me? It's a why me situation. Like, why was I chosen to do this? Why me? Why do I have to do this? Sometimes you have to throw away what you wanted in your life and be what you need to be for everybody else. And that's what Noctis has to do. He has to become what he needs to be for everyone else. And he pretty much had to make that into what he wanted to be. Right? His job is a necessity for everyone else, and he had to make it a necessity for himself and to feel like that's what he wanted. But it just feels, man, you don't really get pulled into who Noctis is and why you would want to support who he is, you know. And I just think the supporting characters are great, right? And I'm pretty sure we're gonna get some backstory on all of them from the DLC. But right now, the base game is just good. It's a good game. And for Final Fantasy, coming back from Final Fantasy 13 and what it did for the series, Final Fantasy 15 is leaps above Final Fantasy 13 in my opinion. Final Fantasy 13 actually has some fans, so don't get me wrong, people did like Final Fantasy 13, but the way it split fans, I don't think Final Fantasy 15 necessarily does that. Final Fantasy 15 is good for what it is, but it is not great in my opinion. I believe maybe once the DLC comes out, maybe they update it, but the base game that they gave us, I believe in November 2017, because I know I pre-ordered it, but I can't remember the date I got it, but I think it was like the 20 something. But when they released that game, it did not completely it didn't deliver the way I thought it would deliver. I argue with people that this was gonna be the greatest game of all time. I thought it was gonna be like Final Fantasy meets Skyrim meets GTA. Now that's a lot to ask for, so I'm kind of glad they didn't do all that. But I just feel like in some aspects they could have touched on, but I think it's a stepping stone. Final Fantasy 15 is gonna lead to better Final Fantasy games. I guarantee it's gonna lead to better Square Enix JRPGs, period. Because it broke a barrier, the open world barrier for JRPGs like no other game has done. And I think once they get their minds wrapped around it, they got the concept. It's time to build on that concept. It's time to make it greater. Not every Final Fantasy game has to be open world, but most games are going the open world route. That is just a fact. So, power to Square Enix, they did a good job. But Final Fantasy 15 is not a great game. It's good, but it is not great. Alright guys, that's just my opinion. What do you think? So, we got the comment section. You can rate, comment, like the video. If you appreciate the content, please support the channel. We got more on the way. I'm gonna do some let's plays. I'm gonna really try to get this channel going. Alright you guys. Okay, take care, live life to the fullest. This is your boy Helix signing off. Holla at you later.